Hello everybody, and welcome back to Cooking with Grandma. Today I'm going to make a really cool dessert. This is called monkey bars. I got this out of a magazine. It's a bar, not cookie. It's like a cookie. They're really good. And it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. There's not an over amount of ingredients that you normally don't have in your pantry. But before I start my recipe, for you, I'd like to show you something. This is, here it says Cooking with Grandma YouTube, and to subscribe. My son made this for me, and it's out of a ceramic floor tile. He had some extra tiles, and he carved that. He did some woodworking. Well, this type Carl. He cut into it, and he made that for me for my channel. Now he's going to have to make two more because I have Reading with Grandma and Grandma Gives It a Go, my other two channels, so he's going to have to make me two more. I'll have to let him know. But I just wanted to show everybody how nice this was that he made me, so I can hang this up. Hopefully next to that golden button if I ever get that far. So keep subscribing, keep hitting that like button, and keep enjoying my videos. So now we're going to get on with our video for today. So this is it's easy recipe, but you do have to use two bowls. It's not just dump everything all in one bowl and kind of mix it, unfortunately. Bars are kind of like that rather than cookies. So first of all, you have to have raisins, and you have to add apple juice to them and let them soak in the apple juice, which as I've already done. I am doubling this recipe. I will put it on in the description box below as it is written, but I am making it double because there's a lot of us that enjoy cookies, and my son's birthday is the end of the week, and because we're in lockdown, we can't visit each other, so I'm having them shipped to him, and he's getting some treats, so some birthday treats. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to put flour in. Now this calls for 1 cup, I'm using 2. Cup and 2 cups. Okay, to that we're going to add a teaspoon each of baking soda and baking powder. So we need my teaspoon measuring spoon here. 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Like I said, I'm doubling this, so it would be half. I will put the correct as written. You know, it's easy to double. Just do 2 of everything. This is where we didn't like math in school, but this is where math and fractions come in, because you have to know how to, you know, if it says a half, you have to know that's a whole. If you want a fourth, you know that's half of that is an eighth, and that kind of thing. You have to know. So 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, so I need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You have to know your little bit of math to do this. But, you know, that's the way it goes, right? That's what you went to school for. And you think, oh, well, that's something I'll never use. Well, you know, in baking you do use math. You do have to know how to calculate the fractions, the ingredients. It's not just as simple as getting a measuring cup or a measuring spoon. It is if you're reading the recipe like it is, but if you're doubling it or halving it, then you have to know. So we want, to that we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, twice for me. And remember my tip, you always want to pack your brown sugar tight. I like these new measuring cups that my daughter gave me. They're oval, so they fit in my canisters, and this one actually has a 3/4 cup measuring, which I've never seen in measuring cups before. You know, you get the 1 cup, the 1/2, the 1/4, the 1/3, but I've never seen a 3/4 one. So there we go, I got a 3/4 of a cup measuring cup. That's pretty cool. Okay, we're going to set that away. And okay, that's the dry ingredients. So you're just going to give these a little mix. Just chop up that brown sugar, because once it's, you know, packed in there, you don't want lumps. give that a stir. Break up the brown sugar a little bit. It'll break up because there's, you're adding more ingredients and it'll get stirred more, but you want to be careful of chunks. You want to get that all nice and mixed up good. There we go. Now I'm just going to move this bowl over, and I'm going to get my bowl out over here for the wet ingredients. Now, mix. Okay, so I need half a cup of butter. Half a cup of butter. Again, you can use real butter if you like, if that's what you're used to. I just use margarine. It works perfectly well. You don't have to buy a lot. All recipes call for butter. Very few that you ever see any margarine listed in the ingredients. It's always butter. Okay, so 1/4 cup of butter. Now we need 1 mashed banana, so 2. I'm just going to get a plate and squish my banana. I have one that's pretty ripe, so I made banana bread earlier, so I still had a banana left over that was, towards that ripe-ish stage. I got one that's pretty ripe and one that's just nice ripe, so that's okay. I mean, it's not, you don't have to use old bananas for this. You can, if you're getting to the point where they're, you don't want to really eat them. But you don't want to throw them away either. So make some banana bread or some monkey bars. So it's pretty easy. Put them on a plate and just chop them up. Just chop them up with a fork like this. Easy peasy. Nothing to it. And that goes in with your butter. And into that, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of milk. I'm doubling it, so I'm going to put 6 in. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Again, you can use the cap of your vanilla. That's exactly a teaspoon. Unless you buy the great big economy bottle, then it's not. Then it's a teaspoon and a half. So remember, don't use the cap if you're using a big jar of vanilla. And 2 eggs go in. Don't want the shells, just want the eggs. So that's butter, banana, milk, vanilla, eggs. Okay, we're going to mix this really well, and then we're going to add it to the flour mixture. And we'll put that in a, it calls for putting it in a square baking pan, 8 by 8 square. I'm using the 9 by 12 because I have doubled it, so I'm going to make it bigger. It's not going to mix like smooth because you got the chunks of banana, but you just want to mix it up pretty well. You got the butter in there and you got the banana. You want to get it semi, pretty much mixed up. Now we're going to add that right straight in to the flour mixture. Give that a good mix. And after, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, we're going to mix it. I almost forgot the raisins, but you add those after. You get this all mixed in, and it does seem kind of dry, but it is, after you mix it some more, it gets all nice, and then you're going to add the raisins that have been soaking in the apple juice. It doesn't say on the recipe to soak them for very long. It just says to add apple juice to the raisins, so you don't have to leave them in there for 5 minutes. I just did that at the beginning of my cook, when I got everything out. So what that does is when you have raisins, it plumps them up. It doesn't leave them. So there's the raisins that have been sitting in the apple juice. kind of just plumps them up a little bit. Some recipes that I have heard, it calls for putting them in boiling water, and that also kind of plumps them up a little bit. You don't have to. You just want, but they're nice. See how much quicker, and because of that little extra juice and the raisins, how quickly that went from being a stiff dough to just a nice batter. Okay. I'm going to grease my pan. I ran out of my cooking spray, and it's not something that's essential, so I'm not going to run out to the store. I mean, when I do my groceries, I'll get more, but for the time being, until I do go out to venture out to the stores, I'll just use butter. That's okay. It works. And I only bought the cooking spray to use with my air fryer, so it's not for everything. I don't use it for everything. So in this goes, quick and easy. You saw how quick that was. It was like, 5 minutes or so. I'm talking about maybe 7, but you get all your ingredients out, measure everything, mix it, and then this has to bake for 30 minutes. So in like 40 minutes, counting your prep time, you've got a really nice dessert. It's not overly sweet because flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt. There's 3/4 cup of brown sugar. I was going to say there's no sugar in it, but there's no white sugar. So in this whole entire thing, there's, 1.5 cups of sugar. So it's dispersed nicely, and it's not that overly sweet. The raisins give it the sweetness too. So there we go. So that goes in the oven. And I will meet y'all back here in 30 minutes. Okay, so it's been 35 minutes actually, because mine was bigger. I doubled it. The normal cook time was 30 minutes. And there's what it looks like. Great, fresh out of the oven, nice and golden brown on top. Nice, and it's very hot. I'm just going to put this. I did cut a piece, even though you're kind of supposed to wait till it cools a little bit, just to show you what it looks like inside. Oh, there we go. You can see the raisins and the nice light brown color inside as well as outside, all around. Nice on the bottom. That's exactly what you're looking for. It is crumbling like this only because I took it out. I cut it while it was still hot. It won't do that when you, it'll stiffen up a little bit. It won't get hard, but it gets a little bit, something you have to eat with a fork. Now just pick it up. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe. Please hit the like button. I'm getting a lot of views, but if you like it, hit the like button. If you don't, that's okay too. It's not a big deal. There's some people like things, some people don't. But please like and subscribe if you already haven't, and leave a comment below on what you think of my recipes and what, if you try it, how it comes out for you. And if there's anything you'd like me to bake or cook for you, leave that in the comments as well. And don't forget, as always, that in the description box below, the recipe will be there for you. So enjoy it, try it, stay safe, stay home, and we'll get through this soon. Bye now.